Okay, here we are again with dominant 7 chords, but we're going to build from a dominant 7 chord, so we're not going to keep it basic anymore. I'm going to show you how to build on a dominant 7 chord and make like a dominant 9 chord, an 11 chord, and a 13 chord. And then we're going to get a little jazzier. We're going to take that 13 chord and we're going to have a dominant 13 sharp 11 chord, and just show you how to do chords like that so you'll know when you see them an easier way to figure out how to play them on the spot. Because you know, if you're reading a chord chart, reading down a chord chart, and you see a 13 sharp 11, you don't have time to go, okay, 9, 11, 13, and then I have to sharp the 11. You don't have time to do that. You have to find an easy way to do it. So if you watch my last video on the dominant 7 chord, you should be able to make a dominant 7 chord, and we're not going to go back into that. You got to go and watch the video. So we're going to start with D. We did that in the last video. The 5 chord is the dominant chord. We're going to start and we're going to construct a dominant 9 chord. You already know how to create a dominant 7 chord, D, F sharp, C, and all you do from that C, since C is 7, you just go up 2 notes in the scale, 8, 9. Add the E. That's a 9 chord. Then you go up 2 more, 10, 11. That's a G. That is an 11 chord. You go up again, 12, 13 with B. That's a 13 chord. So the only thing a D13 chord is a dominant D dominant 7. You already know that. And you add an E minor chord on top. 1, 2, 3, E, G, B. So let's see a pattern for every 13 chord. So for every 13 chord, we can say you have your dominant chord, and that's D. And in your mind, since you already have that D chord, you go up a half step, which is, up a whole step from D, from the note you start on. Go up a whole step, which is E, and just play that minor chord, E minor. And that is a D13 chord. There it is. Okay? Alright? So, the next chord we're going to work on is D13 sharp 11. So we already know let's just take the right hand, because we already know the left hand is a D dominant, D7 chord. So the right hand is what? It's an E minor chord for a regular 13 chord. Alright? This is the 9th, E is the 9, G is the 11th, B is the 13. So to sharp the 11, which is G, it means to take it up a half step. So D13 sharp 11 is simply E, G sharp, B, which is an E major chord. So if I want a D13 chord, I play the E minor chord over the D7. If I want a 13 sharp 11, I just play an E major chord. Alright, you hear that a lot. That's 13 sharp 11. And then it goes to G minor. Alright? So, D13 sharp 11 is an E major chord over D7. Okay? And it's that simple. So let's go to another key. You know I'll always like to go to another key to make sure we have it. Let's play a C13 sharp 11. C13 sharp 11. Well, if you already know all your dominant 7 chords, you already know the dominant 7 is going to be on your left hand. Dominant 7 is going to be on your left hand. That's your C7. So we go up a whole step from the dominant, from your note C, from your root note C, you go up a whole step, which is D. And for a 13 sharp 11, we're going to play a D major chord on your right hand. That is it. D, F sharp, A. That's as easy as it gets. If you want to know how to play a 13 sharp 11, all you have to think is C, 13 sharp 11. C dominant over a D major chord. Okay? One more. Let's say E flat 13 sharp 11. E flat 13 sharp 11. Let me say one thing. Once you start seeing 9s, 11s, and 13, you already know that's a dominant chord. Most of the time. Once you see 13, most of the time you know it's a dominant chord. So, you already know. E flat 13 sharp 11, you got to have E flat 7 in your left hand. E flat, G, B, E flat, G, D flat. Since you've already practiced all of your dominant 7 chords as the last video, E flat, G, D flat. E flat, 13 sharp 11 means I have to go a whole step up from E flat, which is F, and on my right hand I'm going to play an F major chord, F, A, C. Put them together. That is an E flat 13 sharp 11 chord. I hope that helped you. Your comments are very helpful. Let me know what you need, what you like, what you